Let's talk Coachella Valley.
I'm Conrad Negron with Tina Marks, your host for a fun show.
Informative show.
We're going to entertain, explore the Coachella Valley.
Give people a lot of knowledge, a lot of things that you have not heard about. We're going to bring it to you here.
Let's talk Coachella Valley. Tina Marks, Conrad Negron, your hosts. Hope you're having a great summer. Tina, you having a good summer?
I was just thinking about something.
What?
Why do you always get to do the opening of the show?
Because it's a male-dominated world.
Yeah, I knew you'd say something like that. All right, move on. My summer is great.
So my summer's hot.
Do you really want to know how my summer is? I'm redoing my house.
Oh, you are? Well, you got solar too.
Yeah, I got
you
solar.
Got solar.
Renova Solar.
Is it working good?
Well, just, you know what? I had to get... They found out that the roof needed to be redone. It's always something. So then it kind of got held back. I think I just went on the day before yesterday.
Oh, good. So you haven't figured out the savings yet, but it's good.
No, I know what my savings are because it's a flat rate. When you lease it, it's a flat rate. And you know what they said? Don't try and conserve energy at this point because then, it's all based on what you've been normally using it at. So if it's 74, keep it at 74. Don't go up to 84.
Well, thinking you're going to save money, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I've gotten down. I've been going down to 69 at night though.
Who puts their temperature at 69 degrees?
Mr. Big.
Mr. Big. How is Mr. Big doing?
He's good.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good. You guys haven't broken up in a week, sir.
4 days
since the last show.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about you.
No.
Oh yeah. How's Miss Dana Point?
Ooh, that was really good.
Yeah.
She's fine. We haven't broken up in a while.
We haven't given her a name yet.
No. We don't want to do that.
What, it's been for a week now for you?
Yeah.
Except, you know what? You didn't even go a full month without breaking up. At least I went. And the very first time I broke up, it was a full month. I think you were a full week.
Full week.
Okay.
Full week.
Have you read my book?
I'm on chapter 5 right now.
There is no chapter 5.
No?
No. Oh my God.
I read the signed contents.
Yeah.
Something like the table of contents.
Just enough to know. Right?
Just enough to know that you shouldn't be texting other girls.
Yeah. And then lie about texting other girls.
I didn't lie. It was a different version of the truth.
And then I read the text and I'm like, really? Awfully suggestive.
Oh, come on. I just
made you look like
to...
a DOG, and we know you're not, Conrad. We know you're not.
I'm not. I'm a nice guy. Texting. Are there rules for texting?
I hope you learned something from that.
I did.
She whipped you in a lie, didn't she?
It's not fair, ladies. You cannot check your guy's phone because I'm not.
No, I've never done that. And she was out of line. But everything happens for a reason. Now you're happy, and aren't you going to see her this week? Are you going to see her this week? 4th of July week.
No. I don't know. I don't even know what day it is.
Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, everything's
forward.
good. We're both on. Okay, this is good.
Everything's great.
Why don't we consider this like a competition now? Because we can bet. Why don't we bet?
When you're going to break up next?
No, when I'm not going to break up. I'm not going to ever break up again.
Oh, I'll check on that. We have a great show today. By the time we come back tomorrow, Tina will have broken up with Mr. Big again.
No, it's not. No.
No?
No.
Hey, Tina, I got a question for you.
What's that?
What would you do if you won the lotto? Do you play the lotto, first of all?
No.
Okay, well...
Do you know honestly why I don't play the lotto?
Because you never win.
Because I feel like I'm so fortunate in my life now that it almost wouldn't be fair. I swear to God. Times have gotten more tough, so now I wouldn't.
Well, I play the lotto every once in a while. My mom plays the lotto, and so a while ago she goes, "Give me $5, I'll go get lotto tickets." So I give her $5, and next morning I go, "How did we do?" And she goes, "I didn't buy the tickets." I said, "Give me my $5 back." And
yeah,
she goes,
Mom. She's born on my birthday. She's a smart woman.
She says you'd have lost the money anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So I do think it. I mean, I'm not a gambler. Are you a gambler?
No, I don't like to gamble.
Yeah. If
I like to bet, I bet like lunch. We'll bet on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'll bet you lunch.
Yeah.
But if I won the lotto, let's talk about me, okay? I would do something stupid. Like I go buy a $200,000 Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Because you can't drive a house.
Well, see, I was thinking while you said that I'd love to buy a house in Italy. Well, I would.
No houses. Ferrari. You can't drive the house.
Oh, come on, Conrad. What do you think's a better investment? And then you get to...
It's not about investment. I got $20 million.
Oh, you didn't say how much?
50 million, 100 million.
50 million. Okay. Well, you know what? There's a handbag on him.
I would buy you a house in Italy.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay, Steve, you heard that. Okay. So, start playing the lottery.
We're going to start. What's today? Yeah, it's a couple.
So what do you play? $5?
I just buy one ticket. You know what I do?
Yeah.
I buy one ticket. This is how you do this. And when they're looking for somebody in Palm Desert who won $20 million, I go look for my ticket. Isn't that good?
You know what? How many times have you heard of anybody winning in Palm Desert? I think I've only heard like
I don't
maybe
think anybody.
once.
I don't think any. I've never heard.
No, no.
They always win like the mega.
They're like way out in the boondocks. But I'm actually happy for those people, aren't you? But you know, there is that show. Do you know what's the name of that show where that shows that such a high percentile of people that win the lottery, they go through almost all of it.
Oh
like
yeah,
in a
yeah,
year
yeah,
or
yeah.
two.
They give it all.
Which is really
the
sad.
friends come and get it.
Yeah.
You know,
I would be anonymous. First of all, I would not be claiming it and coming
I
forward.
know. You know what I would do? I like when you say you're anonymous.
Yeah.
I get on TV and I go, I just won the lotto. I just. No, you did.
No, you know, everybody's going to come with their hand out.
I'd have like hundreds in my pocket.
Yeah.
I make it rain.
You would. You know, you'd be like Mr. T with the big chains. Oh yeah, you would. You would be so blinged out. You would have those spinner, you know, what
Wheels?
are those? Oh yeah, one of those. You would, wouldn't he? Yeah.
This is not true. This is not true.
It is. I could see it. I could see you change your name to like.
Comrade.
Yeah, exactly. Something.
I would be Russian Comrade Negronikov. It was good. And I'd fight Ivan Drago.
Okay. So yeah, you would get carried away. But you know what? I've
I
got to
wanna
say,
get carried away.
I do feel sorry for those people because you know it's much harder going down the ladder than going up. I mean, at least before they knew what to expect out of their lives. Now they have all this money and then they lose it all.
Well, you know, a lot
It's
of these
like-
people from the financial standpoint, even if you took, you know, as a financial guy, if you took, you know, $1 million and you put it in a CD or an annuity,
Yeah.
it will be there 10 years from now.
That's true. You should. Okay, so everybody, if you go to win the lottery, take half, at least half, and put it away where you can't touch it. You know, like those where like for 5 years or
Well,
10
what about
years.
these NFL and NBA guys? These NBA, and just recently in the last couple of weeks, these NBA guys are re-signing for like $100 million. I'm like, I don't even know who they are.
Yeah, but it's all relative, Conrad. I mean, that sounds like a lot of money, but you know, it is all relative. It's just like the person that makes $150,000 a year. The person that's making 30 is like, God, if only I could make 150. I mean, haven't you noticed that in your life? I remember going, if only I made this amount, oh, I'd be set. Then you make that amount, and it's like only if I make that. Because what's happening is you're
Well, you're spending.
Wow.
If you spend $1,000 a month, you spend 10 grand a month.
There's another shark attack. 8 and counting.
Ow!
8.
Where?
North Carolina.
Oh, I saw a video of this feeding frenzy. All these sharks were feeding right on the where the water hits the sand there.
Yeah.
You know, eating like I guess anchovies or whatever they
How
eat.
about people eating people?
I'm watching Shark Week, and I saw the biggest shark I'd ever seen in my life.
The biggest is a great white, right?
Yeah.
But then there's a hammerhead. But I think
There's hammerheads, there's
kind of
tigers,
playful.
there's bull sharks, there's all kinds of sharks.
Yeah.
But if you don't go into the water bleeding,
Yeah.
that's not a good idea.
Yes.
And then you're flopping around like a seal that attracts the sharks.
Well, and they're saying the changes in the environment is also what the changes in the environment is there's more. See it, Tina.
Well,
there's more sharks now.
No, that's politically motivated right there.
I just saw it in the news.
You don't watch the news.
I do. I do. I watch it for about a half an hour in the morning while I'm doing my emails and my Facebook.
I watch ESPN. I watch tennis, so that's what I waste my time
Oh,
on.
you watch
watching
everything,
tennis, huh?
Conrad. Let's be honest. He's got this recliner. He doesn't have to move. He's got his drink thing there. He's with his legs up. If he needs something, he just yells, "Mom!" And you know that that's true.
No, I usually
Mom!
yell Tina.
Remember Wedding Crashers? Mom, where's my meatloaf? That's Conrad.
gosh,
Mom, where's my tacos?
Hawaii 5-0 starting in 5
There,
minutes.
right, exactly. Come on, chop chop.
You're so mean to me.
Hey, Ma! Can we get some meatloaf?
Chaz, I think I'm okay. I had a bite right before I came over. Thank you.
You sure? Hey, Mom! The meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf!
What is she doing? I never know what she's doing back there.
We got a lot going on in this Coachella Valley.
We
I mean,
do.
it's middle of the summer, and there's all kinds of events. You're trying to cool off.
I'm trying to cool
We're
off.
trying to stay
Where's
cool.
my misters?
We talk about solar and saving money. I mean, I think people really have to, think about that.
Absolutely.
Because
I just
the
got it.
Well, they showed this the other day in the newspaper. The rates are going through the roof.
Yes.
So I mean, if
I've
you
known
paid
about this for a
$100, it's
while.
going to be $250.
Yes, and it's going up every single year. It's not going to even out or anything.
I don't know how some people can afford to turn their air conditioning on.
Yeah, I'm kind of
I mean, that's a
scared.
serious-
I just got it, but I love cloudy days, especially growing up here in the desert where it's always sunny. But you know what? I've learned to kind of not like them because it's not producing solar when it's.
Oh, you see, you notice that now with the shade.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. Whenever the sun's out, it's like cha-ching, cha-ching.
It never rains. It doesn't ever rain.
Never rains in California.
Oh gosh.
Who sang that again?
That ages you.
I never age.
I know, you look great.
Thank you. So do you, Conrad.
Everybody have a great afternoon. We'll be back.
What can Impression Design do for you?
I need a dozen embroidered polo shirts for my radio station.
We can do that.
I need 300 screen printed shirts for a school fundraiser.
We can do that.
My company's website's a mess. It looks bad and no one can find us online. Help.
We can do that. All right, I need a new logo for my radio show. I need a new website with a shopping cart so I can sell stuff. I need business cards. I need shirts for the listeners. Basically, I need everything.
We can do that.
For entertainment, news, articles, places to go, pick up your copy of CV Weekly. Tina and I love it here on Let's Talk Coachella Valley.
Begin your French adventure at Le Pont. From our wide selection of classic appetizers, followed by one of Le Pont's creative and unique entrees. And if that's not enough, our desserts will amaze you, featuring Le Pont's famous soufflé. Every dish expertly prepared for you by our famous chef Eddie Babai. Come and visit us.
I would love to cook for you.
Le Pont, a little bit of France on El Paseo.
Today we have an amazingly accomplished man with us. He has done so many things. I don't even know how he has time to do it all. He has served 2 terms on the American Heart Association down here in the desert. He invented a device that prevents damage to the heart when performing open heart surgery. He and his partner Leonard Bailey pioneered the infant and pediatric heart transplantation and did more surgeries than any other surgeon in the world, and that includes 30 countries. He is the author of The Diet Evolution. He's also the founder and director of the International Heart and Lung Institute and the Center for Restorative Medicine. Without further ado, welcome Dr. Stephen Gundry.
Well, thanks for having me today.
Such a pleasure. As we were speaking just a little bit ago, I have been following your work for years now. And prior to 2001, you primarily were inventing devices and you were doing surgeries. But in 2001, you were inspired by the reversal of heart disease through nutrition and dietary needs. And this was on an inoperable patient, correct?
Correct.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? What happened?
So I was chairman of heart surgery at Loma Linda University, and among other things that I'm famous for is operating on people who really had no other choice, dangerous heart surgeries. And there are a number of surgeons in the country that people with inoperable heart disease would go visit and try to convince them to operate on them. And I was part of that group of people. And a 48-year-old gentleman from Miami came to visit me, who's Big Ed in the book. And he was told that there was nothing that could be done for him, that all of the blood vessels in his heart were so narrowed that you couldn't put stents in them or you couldn't do bypasses. And he had been going around the country to various centers for about 6 months before I saw him, and everybody turned him down. So when he got to me, he told me that in the 6 months since he'd been on the road, he'd gone on a diet and he'd lost 45 pounds, and that he'd gone to a health food store and he'd bought a huge bag of supplements, and he'd been taking those supplements. Now, he was a very big guy when I met him. He still weighed 265 pounds, but
After losing
that weight.
Okay.
And he said, well, I looked at his movie, the angiogram of his heart, and I said, well, I don't like to turn people down, but everybody's right. I'm not going to do you any good. And he said, well, here's the deal. I've lost all this weight. I'm taking all these supplements. And I said, well, good for you. Weight loss is wonderful, but it's not going to do anything to your blood vessels. And I know what you did with all those supplements. You made expensive urine, which is what
So you truly believe that?
I truly believed it. And so he talked me into doing another angiogram, a movie of his heart. And lo and behold, in 6 months' time, he had cleaned out half the blockages in his coronary arteries. Now, he still had a number of blockages, but I could actually operate on him. Now, if I knew what I knew today, we'd just continue the process.
Exactly. Because you are not taught this in medical school. You're not taught about supplements and nutrition, just how to perform surgery and how to prescribe drugs.
Correct.
Because the pharmaceutical companies are the ones that fund the medical schools, and that's why that's why that happens. Okay.
Yeah, sickness is very good for business.
It is. It's a billion-dollar business, and so let's get into that in a little bit because I have so much to say on that.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, so things started turning around. So you started looking into.
So when I looked at how he designed his diet and the supplements he was taking, I was.
Were you taking any supplements at the time?
No.
No. And how was your diet?
Oh, I was a big fat guy.
You were at the time.
Oh yeah, I was running 30 miles a week, doing half marathons on the weekend, going to the gym 1 hour a day,
I remember reading this
and eating a healthy, low-fat diet, a vegetarian diet.
And you were heavy.
Oh, obese. High blood pressure, migraine headache.
Why would you be obese if you're running, exercising, and eating a low-fat diet?
Well, because that's one really good way to make yourself obese.
Okay, let's get into that. Get into that. Okay, so let's talk about the diet evolution. You wrote the book, The Diet Evolution, and there was one that stuck in my head, and I read it 4 years ago. But you say that you can activate killer genes.
Correct.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Well, all of us are designed to basically grow up as rapidly as possible, to have babies, and then basically get out of the way for the next generation. Like I tell a lot of my patients, do you have any kids?
Yes, I do, an 11-year-old.
Okay, good. So if we think about a space shuttle, and the space shuttle is our kids, we're the solid stage booster rockets on either side of the space shuttle. And the object of the game of these booster rockets is to get the space shuttle up into orbit. Now, once the space shuttle is into orbit, there's no need for those booster rockets. So the booster rockets are jettisoned and they fell back to Earth. Mm-hmm. One would hope that your kids, the space shuttle, would say, gee, thank you so much for getting us into orbit. You should enjoy orbit too. Mm-hmm. We're dead weight once we've accomplished our purpose of getting our genes to the next generation. So it's actually, we're designed
to decline once you give birth?
Once you give birth. So
what about for males?
Males are kind of fun because if we act like we're still actively participating in finding food or defense of people getting attacked, then we could stick around. And
not us. We don't have any choice after birth.
No, you can actually fool your genes too.
Okay.
By some of these practices. And I spend a lot of time in the book, particularly when we talk about cancer. You can actually turn off the process that causes cancer cells to grow.
How do you do that?
You tell them to die, and you tell them to die by absolutely changing certain foods that you eat, and you absolutely change the way you eat food. We are well designed in a time of starvation to activate a system that looks at every cell in our body, and it looks at every cell and says, are you pulling your own weight? Because times are tough, there's very little food, and if you're not pulling your own weight, we're going to activate a little switch that says you need to get out of here, you need to die and turn yourself off. If we look at our mountains, let's suppose we're in a hot air balloon and we start losing fuel and we know we have to get over that mountain. The first thing we start to do is we start throwing things overboard. We throw off all the ballast, we look around and say, we really don't need that, we'll get rid of that. Finally, we look at each other and say, you gotta go.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So the same thing happens in our body. And we know now that periodic fasting of not eating, particularly in the cases of cancer, dramatically decrease the number of cancer cells that survive.
By fasting?
By fasting. Now fasting, everybody goes, ooh.
But doesn't your body think you're going into starvation mode when you start to fast?
Yeah, it's wonderful. That's what you're designed to do.
Oh, I see.
We're actually one of the few animals that have the ability to fast for an extended period of time. that's why there aren't any gorillas at the North Pole, and yet there's humans at the North Pole.
So how many times? I know that with the master cleanse, you can fast up to 40 days on the.
Believe it or not, humans have been recorded to do water fasts only for over 272 days without
Water only.
Water only.
Do you practice this?
No, not that much.
No.
But
Okay.
I mean, for instance, as you know in my book, usually from January till June, I eat one meal a day.
Because
and because that's the winter.
Yes.
And
That doesn't slow your metabolism, though? That's
Not
what
at
I've
all.
heard. It slows your metabolism. Thank you so much for being here, and I've learned a lot. If any of you have more interest, please go to drgundry.com. If any of you are facing an illness, cancer, any kind of illness, please call Dr. Gundry. He's an expert in this field, and he was one of the reasons why I did not go forward with radiation when I was diagnosed with breast cancer 4 years ago, and I am cancer-free, and I never had to have the radiation. So I do trust in what you say. Thank you.
Thanks.
Fundamental difference. It's a phrase that's used a lot at Renova Solar and SunPower. It means it's not just business as usual. It means Renova worked hard to be the first nationally accredited company. It means SunPower, an American company, has more than 200 solar patents and the most advanced and efficient panels available. And it means great partners for your solar, whether you buy or lease. Renova Solar, local, brighter, better, and fundamentally different.
What can Impression Design do for you?
I need a dozen embroidered polo shirts for my radio station.
We can do that.
I need 300 screen printed shirts for a school fundraiser.
We can do that.
My company's website's a mess. It looks bad and no one can find us online. Help.
We can do that.
All right, I need a new logo for my radio show. I need a new website with a shopping cart so I can sell stuff. I need business cards. I need shirts for the listeners. Basically, I need everything.
We can do that.
All right, we have a great guest with us today. We have Mr. Jim Murdoch. Jim, welcome.
Glad to be here.
We're here at Perch, which is your place.
It is.
We really appreciate being here.
Well, we're glad to have you. We've enjoyed having you here, and glad that we can use our beautiful space to help out.
Well, tell us a little bit about the space. What is Perch?
You know, Perch is a place that was created specifically to create inspired moments in lives. And the vehicle that we use for that is we use appliances, decorative plumbing fixtures, outdoor kitchens, combined with a staff that is highly motivated and trained to provide a great experience every single time a guest comes through the front door.
We had lunch here.
We had lunch here, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we actually we do. Being part of the community is really integral to the manifesto that we live by. We want to be a member of the community both on a charitable basis, but we want to be able to invite our guests in to enjoy my great chef Mark Rudy. We do a lot to be out in front to be part of this great community in this valley that we live in.
Is that every Friday? When we came for lunch that day, there was probably 100 people here.
Sure. Yeah, we average between 100 and 200 people every single Friday, and I have Chef Mark Rudy, who has worked across the country in various executive chef positions, who prepares a lunch. And we actually, on Fridays, we look very much like a buffet restaurant with tables lined up and tablecloths and everything, and Mark always knocks it out of the park.
Well, he does, but you know, people don't RSVP. It's
No.
just whoever shows up, okay?
Mhm.
So what happens, how does he know how much food to prepare?
Well, you know, we know whether we're in season or off season, and honestly, there's been a couple times where we have our attendance has exceeded our expectations. And what's great about Mark is that he's able to go into his pantry and provide and generate. Like one time, we ran out of main course, and he went in and created a pasta dish out of nowhere that was just absolutely phenomenal.
That is.
We
such
have to
an
start
honor.
coming.
Yeah. Well, we have come. Yeah, but are you doing it during the summer too?
We are. We're doing it. The only days we're dark is the Friday after Thanksgiving, and then right around the holiday season, we'll go dark a couple Fridays as well. But other than that, we run it all year long. It's a great opportunity for our customers, our contractors, our designers, our architects to come out and meet each other. And also, it's become a real nice venue for meet and greets as well,
Yeah.
where business partners can actually have business meetings here over a nice lunch.
Yes, exactly.
I should start using that one for dates. Like, honey, would you like to go to lunch?
I think we're using this enough. Let's not overstep our boundaries, right?
You guys are always welcome.
We're okay. We're good right now.
Yeah, you got to stock those refrigerators, Jim. You got to stock those refrigerators.
We'll make a list of things we like.
Yeah, please let me know if there's a main course you desire. Let me know. I'll get that taken care of.
Stop putting cucumbers in the water.
Do you ever have it where you have too much food left over? And if so, what do you do with that food?
That's a great question. And let me tell you what, there's been a couple of occasions where, for whatever reason, whether it's weather related or a competing event in the valley, that we've had lots of food, and my staff takes home leftovers every single Friday night, and they eat great the whole weekend.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to come back for some of that pulled pork we had that last time we were here.
Oh yeah, that's one of Mark's specialties. He's really phenomenal.
But it's a venue that you can use for so many different things. Like you said, it's basically a networking lunch.
It is.
You know, and then you have contractors or whoever having a business meeting, having lunch here, and then getting to tour your facility with no pressure or anything else. I mean, you have beautiful things here. I mean,
thanks.
I've got my eye on several things.
And that's one of the reasons why we do what we do. I mean, we want folks to come in and actually experience it. It's very hard to describe what this is like coming into a perch, whether it's my perch or any of the other 7 stores we have across the country. But we try to make it a unique experience that adults can appreciate, with beautiful vignettes and backsplashes, and just to create ideas for what kind of joy you can create in your own home. And we've got great products to do that with, and we've got great business partners to help us create those.
Yeah, great location, right across from the river, and next to Lamps Forest.
And also in our great neighbors here, Johnny Rockets
Yeah,
as well.
that's
Can't
the
miss
landmark.
us.
Can't miss us.
Yeah, exactly.
Jim Murdoch, thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
No, thanks for letting us come in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Being a part of the show.
We're always glad to have you.
All right, have a great day.
Begin your French adventure at Le Pont. From our wide selection of classic appetizers, followed by one of Le Pont's creative and unique entrees. And if that's not enough, our desserts will amaze you, featuring Le Pont's famous soufflé. Every dish expertly prepared for you by our famous chef Eddie Babai. Come and visit us.
I would love to cook for you.
Le Pont, a little bit of France on El Paseo.
Fundamental difference. It's a phrase that's used a lot at Renova Solar and SunPower. It means it's not just business as usual. It means Renova worked hard to be the first nationally accredited company. It means SunPower, an American company, has more than 200 solar patents and the most advanced and efficient panels available. And it means great partners for your solar, whether you buy or lease. Renova Solar, local, brighter, better, and fundamentally different.
Welcome back. Let's talk.
Walk.
That's the first time I heard it.
Okay,
Let's bop.
I'm going to close. I never get to open.
Okay.
I'm closing.
Okay, ready?
Thank you for being with us today. We always enjoy your company. And don't forget, every Wednesday, 12 noon, and every Friday, 5:30 a.m. Now, you can repeat that, Conrad. This is how you're going to get it in your head.
Okay.
Every Wednesday
at 12 noon.
Every
Friday
at
5:30 a.m.
Give me a hand, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.